I'm so excited to have my wonderful friend here, Miss Kathey Batey from Spirited Presentations. Kathey is the president and CEO. Kathey, you are just an inspiration to many people who have gone through something in life, and we all go through things. But it doesn't have to be the end of us. It doesn't have to be the end of everything. And you talk about redesigning your life after divorce or death, or divorce, death, and dismemberment, or what is it?
Disease, or the three big D's.
Okay, the three big D's. So disease, divorce, or death. And you know, we're sitting here kind of like in a little parking area, and we're talking about the loading and unloading zone. And you know, our life is just like that. You kind of pull up, you park for a little bit, get into a little situation, unload what's going on, and then move on. But many people don't know how to. They don't know how to move on. They don't know how to get unloaded. And there's so much that you bring out and tell people when it's time for them to redesign their life. Information that you give that helps them to move on. And I'd like for you to share that with my audience, if you don't mind.
I would love to. Thank you so much for having me. And I love it that we're outside here because of all the unexpected sounds and noises, much like our life, the things that go on with us that we have to work around and maneuver through. So it's a delight to be here to talk about that program. I do run a program called Redesigning Your Life. I do it in 3 different ways. One is a 3-hour session, which I'm actually doing August 10th of 2013, coming up shortly. And then I do an all-day session from 9 to 5, and also a weekend retreat for women. So it's something that you're welcome to look into, contacting me at Spirited Presentations. But what you had asked me to talk about specifically was, how do we get started? How do we make that move and start redesigning? Well, what I like to do with people is, first of all, take an assessment. We have to know where we're at before we can know where we want to go. So we do an assessment, and then we look at those points of tension that are in our lives, those things that are causing us distress. And so we look at them quite honestly, and to be able to do that is not as easy as it sounds sometimes, because we are spending so much of our life reacting to our life. So for us to quietly take a step back and take an assessment and see where we need to go, it takes some time and it takes some energy to do that. But once we've discovered what those points of tension are in our life, then it's an opportunity for us to look at how do we pursue getting through this. And so what we do is we look at those points of tension. We'll actually map them out. These are the points of tension. These are the uncertainties. These are the unknowns. And how do I proceed through this? So we look at these opportunities, and I love it. There's a big bus just parking right here beside us. That's life, right? All the unexpected things that occur with us. But we look at them, and then we determine, okay, these are the points of tension in my life. These are the things that I need to address and resolve and have a plan for. So we look at them, and then we specifically plot out a plan to proceed through and redesign. And in doing that, what we need to do is we need to look at steps of where we want to go. We need to reconnect with those dreams, those goals, and we quite honestly need to take what I call a garage sale of the home and heart. We need to look at those cluttering things in our life, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, and we need to pursue cleaning them out, getting rid of them. We need to look at, without blame or shame, we need to look objectively, these things no longer fit in my life, and I need to get rid of them. Now that takes a great deal of honesty on our part, and it's difficult for us to do that sometimes. But if we want to redesign and move forward and take a step in a new direction, then it's critical that we declutter and we take care of those. And that's one of the things that I love to pursue, garage sale of the home and heart. The next step is risk. There is incredible value of risk, and you will never make change until you determine you are willing to take a risk. So if you look at any dream and any goal, it has to be accompanied by a risk. So if you want to pursue archaeology, for example, which I had a recent woman who really loved archaeology, and that was her pursuit. She had to step out and take that risk. If you want to confront on a relationship, maybe change a relationship, a hard thing to do, but it is a risk to be honest and to deal with that relationship. And if you don't deal with it now, it's going to catch up with you later. So risk is essential to redesigning your life. I allow women to explore and talk about, and men as well, in my groups, to explore what are those risks that are critical for changes to occur in your life. So that's two of the things that we do, and it's very important that we are honest with ourselves and we take the time to redesign, to look forward into the future of our life, where we want to go, and determine those steps to do it. So at the end of the workshop, what we'll do is we will have each individual stand up and they will chart out what those points of tension were, what the decisions that they made, and those actions that they are going to step. And we lovingly, as a group or in an individual setting, will ask them to explore the questions that how they're going to do that, give themselves goals, give themselves deadlines. And it's a wonderful opportunity for people to step back and to make a plan and a strategy to redesign their life. So that is one of the programs I do called Redesigning Your Life. And I have worked with hundreds of people who have gone through divorce and some through the experience of death, and those empty nesters and those people who just have a need and a desire to redesign their life.